Yo, people, got my wires crossed with Fat Cat today. So the free guitar lesson is on the and nobody came and talked to me. There's no actual lesson. It's me just willing to talk to you about doing a guitar lesson. If anybody comes, if you want to learn guitar until next week, if you don't catch me live, go to learnguitar.ga or steemit.com/@learnguitar, and that'll tell you the link to the website to see that. Let me write a Steemit post for Learn Guitar real quick. But I'll be here for 5 minutes unless people come and talk to me, in which case I'll be here longer, maybe. So yeah, I guess if you do a video, you don't have to talk at all or write anything. Let's see how this works out. Maybe I'll get a downvote for not writing anything. But maybe I won't. At Learn Guitar talks about downvotes on Steemit live. That would have been better for the title instead of the content of the article, but who knows. So yeah, I just saw what I got paid out last week. Made like 1.2 SP, so that's like $1.60 for 5 minutes of my time. So it's not really a good deal. And most of that's my own upvote. That's off the Fat Cat one. What did I do yesterday for upvotes? It's life, vlog, Steemit, downvotes. So I got the article up, so I'll do 5 more minutes unless anybody comes and talks to me. If people come and talk to me, then I'll do longer. So usually I semi-active, all the prices are low. Maybe it's a complete waste of time. Who knows? Maybe I shouldn't do it. But I kind of worry that if people didn't do it, then, it might not look good for Steemit. Steemit seems pretty cool. So, I'll stay active, even if it's not necessarily worthwhile pecuniary-wise. Hopefully Steemit helps fix some of these issues. But product placement's okay, hopefully. But I'm not sponsored by that soulless corporation. I'm just kidding. There's nothing wrong with firms. Some people complain about that firm in reference because the coalition of Immokalee workers wants raise on the rates paid for tomato workers, and the corporation will not do it. Obviously, that plight is not enough for me to fully not support that corporation, but if there were a competitor that had all the same stuff, I'd be more likely to support a competitor if I agreed with the stances of the union. I have no problem with private sector unions. I think they're fine and positive. Public sector unions, I think, undermine the democratic process because it poses certain classes of citizens against the generalized whole. But then again, all taxation appears to be based on coercion that, the state apparatuses put a gun to people's heads and force them to conform. Anywho, I'm talking about downvotes for Steemit because I got my wires crossed with Learn Guitar. I was hoping to do a Learn Guitar lesson for this account today, but I unfortunately posted it under Fat Cat. So now I'm talking about downvotes. So I've been getting a lot of downvotes on Steemit from these spam accounts lately. And some guy I noticed recently posted on Learn Guitar's page that hopefully Steemit's going to be taking these people's delegations. So hopefully that's the case, because it's like a bummer, dude. And it starts adding up. I've probably lost like .001 Steam at this point, and I started from nothing. I didn't know Adam Kokash or anybody like doing upvotes when I started giving people away money. I'm sure there have been people who do that, but I didn't have like any friend who helped me out. Like I grew from like nothing, and I did a ton of stupid surveys on like earn crypto dot some weird thing. Got like $30 in Bitcoin and used that to turn this into Steemit. It's probably not good to talk about assets and stuff because taxes and stuff, but I'm not trying to hide anything, and whatever the robbers demand that I owe them with the barrel of a gun, I shall pay. I'd rather not pay it, but if I could lose life or limb or liberty, then I will unfortunately have to pay it to conform. But I'm not really trying to talk about tax policy here. Anywho, there's some weird downvotes, and guy, Curator Cat, yeah, he was saying that it's some downvote farm, and that Pirate of the DTube has an article about it, so I'll have to check that out, see what's going on with that. But hopefully these delegations get taken. But 15 SP isn't even like .001. I know it's like bad for math, but I think it might be better if a higher amount of SP was given, but only like to real people. But when I started out, actually saying that it's not 000, like my activity actually means something, like actually is much more interesting. Like I take it for granted now that I actually have a little bit of SP and stuff, so my speech actually has some weight, and it's not a lot of weight. Hopefully I'll metamorphize into a dolphin and a whale at some point, but I don't know. It's interesting that this intervention of the meaningless downvote farm might be used to take away the 15 SP minimum delegation, or at least for some people. I don't know. But yeah, another interesting thing I saw on my account was to verify me that I haven't used bidbots for 30 days, and so now there's like a upvote for that. I think it's like 200 SP, so that's what, like 0.03 Steam. Okay, they have no SP. They have like 18 SP. I thought it was actually something. So yeah, I'll definitely use bidbots. That's not enough of a reward to not use bidbots. I just don't think that they're worthwhile in the current market. My whole thing with bidbots is you get the way you expand the stream is when you're getting the SBD converted at 1, and SBD is worth over 1, so it's profitable just to get the SBD. But it's so low right now that when you transact to get to get an upvote from somebody that's delegated or their own personal delegation, when you do that, it's just not that. I don't know. I forgot what I was talking about. Anyway, this is like 9 minutes. Nobody's come to talk to me. I've talked about a ton of random stuff because I'm not prepared at all. But yeah, in the future, the post of this YouTube video will be on the Learn Guitar account first. Then I'll go to the Fat Cat account. But yeah, I'll probably switch to D Live at some point. I just need to figure out open broadcast software. I didn't seem to get much more vote for D Live, but it did seem like there was more interaction. And I'm not a big fan of YouTube, and I don't trust Google or YouTube. So since I'm not getting any traction with YouTube anyways, I might as well put my content somewhere else. If there's no point to my content being on YouTube other than the free hosting, then I might as well go somewhere where there's not as many big fish. And so, I can actually act like I take an interest in other small fish and try to pretend like I'm part of some community, and then try to get a following there rather than just be a small fish in a super huge pond on YouTube, be a little bit bigger fish in a very small pond and actually play the game and try to get some eyeballs, and then maybe come back to YouTube. Who knows? Whatever the market demands, subject to whatever incentives I have for me to act in some desired capacity. Anywho, this is 10 minutes. If people came, I'd talk longer. I'd talk to myself forever, but I prefer not to do it with the camera going and me just rambling about inane narcissistic nonsense, pseudo-intellectual babble. All right, cool. I'll be back next week around Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll try to be here on time this time. I'll try to start just being on time, because if anybody is trying to tune in, it's probably definitely a hassle when I'm half an hour late. But so now you know I might be half an hour late or a little later, but I'll definitely not be over 2 hours late. If I haven't done it within 2 hours of whatever time I said I was going to do it, then I probably won't do it that day. So maybe check out the next day or a few days later when I care. And once I get a following, I'll probably be more incentivized to